It is the tourist mecca and you will not be disappointed. Maybe just a bit. Good morning. It is a lovely February summer day. You can expect hot temperature, humidity, sweating, and feeling like you've constantly peed your pants. Not long ago, I was asked to be a team leader for a small group of young women at a law firm, and that's basically to be their buddy, to train them up. And some of the questions they ask often have nothing to do with the job itself, but are more so life questions. And I find it really interesting and really kind of fun to be able to hopefully offer some insights. One in particular that's come up is, what is a good woman? So today I thought I'd do a slightly different structured video. It's more of a loose structure, as you can tell. I'm just down by Walsh Bay, Barangaroo, the Opera House. I might take you to the Opera House. You might be finding that way more interesting. And Luna Park, somewhere there. This first point that I'm going to mention might seem a little simple on the surface, and that is, it takes daily practice to be a good person. And being good, I find, is a proactive quality. So it's not enough to just not be bad. Not being bad doesn't automatically make you good. You are effectively a neutral person at that point. You're a neutral NPC walking around on the planet. You have to be active when you're good. I don't mean active as in you have to donate $20,000 to charity. I mean active as in, well, let me give you an example. If there was a child who was drowning in Sydney Harbour, legally you have no obligation whatsoever to rescue that child. You could literally stand there and watch them drown, and you will not be a bad person in the eyes of the law, unless of course you're a guardian or you're the parent and you have a legal responsibility to take care of that child. Same in life. So you could just be a neutral person walking around. You can watch people suffer. You can do nothing. There's no obligation on you to do good. So being good is proactive. It's simple stuff. It's, are you being kind? When you go to Woolworths and you see the woman behind the cash register, she's tired. She looks like she's just done 3 shifts back to back and covering multiple people. Her ankles are swollen, she's exhausted, her eyes are hanging out of her head. Are you going to stop and actually look at her and say, hey, how you going? And wait for her reply so that she feels like somebody actually cares? It's simple stuff. It's everyday stuff. It's stuff that is easy to not do. And I guess that's what I'm finding actually matters, because it's the small daily stuff that adds up over time. And a lot of people feeling like they're overwhelmed, overworked, and nothing really matters. And so being good, have to be proactive. I know that some people are doing it so tough that even just a smile can make somebody's day. You don't know where people are at, and we've all had hard days, and sometimes it's just one person who's shown us a little bit of kindness that really makes you feel like it's all worthwhile. Like recently I went to Hyde Park and I sat on the bench and I started filming. You probably saw one of my shots in an earlier video that I did. And this gentleman came up to me. He must have been in his 70s, I'd say. Asked if he could sit next to him. I'm like, sure. And we started just having a conversation. And turns out he's been doing air conditioning repairs in the Sydney and surrounds for 35 years, running his own business, and he has seen it all. So he's gone to the rich people's suburbs, poor people's suburbs, and now he's at a point where he gets to choose his clients, because he said, hi Tom, if you're watching, he said that you want to work with people who are kind, and it's not about picking up all the jobs to make the money. So you want to work with people where you feel like your life has some meaning, that the work you do is appreciated. And one note on appreciation, there's a lot of women in the office I've noticed who just don't seem happy at all and don't even say thank you. There's one legal secretary in particular who, she just looks miserable 24/7, and somebody came up to her and gave her one of those, it was like from a marketing event, one of those free phone chargers, and gave her that. And it was really awesome because it has 3 different types of charging heads, so you can use it on different mobile phones or whatever devices you need to charge, and gave it to her. And she just looked like she was given a horrible task to do, like just this down face. And I thought, oh my gosh, she didn't even say thank you to this woman who went out of her way to give her a gift from the marketing team. It's just bizarre, I found. It's just those little moments of appreciation go a long way. It's nice to feel appreciated. It's nice when somebody says thank you and genuinely takes time to acknowledge that you've done something to help them that makes their life a little bit easier. And heck knows we all need that, because what I'm trying to say is you can be the agent of change in your own life, and you can start where you're at, wherever you are, if it's in the shops, if it's at work, if it's walking down the street. It's amazing how many people are living now without a single word of encouragement. So maybe you could be that person who actually encourages them, says, I noticed what you did there, that was awesome, thank you so much. Now this second one, not everyone's going to agree with me on this one, and I feel like I'm about to open up a can of worms, but soften the hard edges. I'm finding that the work environment has created so much cold steel, kind of like it's hardened women in a way that maybe I'm just witnessing it from, because I do work in global law firms, it's probably very easy to see what happens to women in high pressure, competitive, kind of the environments that don't bring out the best qualities of a person. You put people pitted against each other to be competitive, to try to reach their metrics at the sacrifice of everybody else, whether they're just burning people out for making their KPIs and hitting their quarterly targets, and it doesn't bring out the best qualities in women. And I'm starting to question whether the environments that we've created are very good for us. One thing that I've really only shared in close circles, but I realize I'm not the only one who feels this way, so I'm going to mention it here. If I had the opportunity to work for a man or a woman and it was just like a blind test, I didn't know who or what they were going to be like, hands down I would ask for a man. I have never had, trying to think, make sure I said that correctly, once in my life I've had a woman who's a good boss, but otherwise I will not work for a woman. I have just had so many issues with, I've just experienced so many issues with female partners, female bosses. Something happens where they're just unkind, they sabotage, they're not supporting other women, they don't help other women, they block them off, they're rude. One partner in particular doesn't even say hello to their legal assistant ever. It's really bizarre. Not saying that there are men who are doing, that there aren't men out there who have been very difficult to work with, but the odds is just, I don't know what is going on, but it's very different when you have high-end corporate women. The environment's turning women into something, and it's not pretty. I've come to realize that when you're in a healthy state, you don't see other people as competition. You don't feel the fear that if you don't cut somebody's throat to get to it, you're going to lose. It's unhealthy. I think that's what I'm learning, and maybe it's not that they're women, it's just that women put in the wrong environments don't handle it terribly well. So do you have people in your workplace, in your environment, in your family? Do you have friends who are genuinely happy to see you win and to see you improve and do better? Are they cheering for your achievements? Are they wanting you to be the person that you want to be, a better person, or seeing you as competition, someone to annihilate, somebody to dispose of, somebody to suppress? It's really critical to make sure, and I've had to do this in my life, I've had to literally cut off people who were not supportive and didn't want the best for me, and it's a hard decision, but that's something that might help a lot of women who are struggling. Maybe you're not supported, maybe you are being taken down at every opportunity. I would remove and eliminate people like that from your life as much as possible. It can be too easy to take on the mindset that you need to achieve more and you need to win at all costs, and you can start building up those shields and bringing that hard edge to you, and then you get to a point where the shields are just so heavy you want to take them off, you're tired, you get exhausted. And this is similar to the third point that I want to raise, is staying calm. Staying calm and finding the joy. That is something I think we can easily lose sight of in the corporate world, in the current climate. It is so, people talk about self-love and then they go talk about facials and manicures, and that's not self-love. Self-love, to me anyway, the service is terminated. Get off, everyone. Have a good day. Avoiding drama. It's a weight off when you stop entertaining drama, stop watching drama, stop looking for drama, stop training your mind to see the negative and the dramatic in everything. And the thing is, drama is highly addictive. The highs and the lows, like woohoo, and then I'm depressed, and now I got something. I mean, that's what a lot of television shows rely on. It's like emotional manipulation on a roller coaster of drama, and your chemicals are going all over the shop in your body. But safety and feelings of peace are almost boring in comparison to the heavy drama. But that is where the life is lived. When you feel safe and you feel peaceful, you bring that to your environment and you change the way people feel around you. I just turn the news off. News to me is rage-inducing. If it's not something about how horrible the rental crisis is, or some person bombed, annihilated and tortured other people in another country, it gets so angry. I'm getting tired of feeling enraged and just feeling helpless to do anything about it. So sometimes it's just best to turn that off for your own body, for your own sanity, for your mental health. And it's not that you don't care, but you can't give when you're completely depleted and you're fed up and you're tired and you're stressed. You're no help to anyone. Learning to walk away from your friends, maybe family, to protect your own peace. And finding activities and people, but more so for yourself, to find ways to bring your own calm and peace to yourself. Because sometimes you're not able to remove yourself immediately from a situation. So what are you doing to invite calm? Are you listening to calm music? I remember when I was working one of my earlier jobs, I wasn't giving myself the best calm to approach life with. Life doesn't stop coming at you. Like, you're always going to get hit with challenges. There's always going to be problems. There's always going to be something to stress about. You want to face that and face the continual problems that come up in a state of calm? Or are you waking up late, chugging down sugar cereal, going for the caffeine drinks, sugaring yourself up, turning on blasting the music, the pumping music that gets your heart rate up, that gets the adrenaline firing, screeching into work, turning up with a bunch of people who don't want to be there? You've got stressed out, manic, frenetic energy. That's not turning up in a state of calm. And there's so much that goes on at work that's out of your control. It's no wonder you're ready to lose your shite. So learning to develop your own calm, to develop your own sense of peace is actually a superpower. You get that down and it makes life so much better. You're setting yourself up for a win rather than constant stress and feeling like everything's out of control. And you want to go into your conflicts calm, because when you're calm, you're using your rational, logical mind, not your emotional animal brain. So going in calm is going to help you make better decisions. Oh, these people look like they're going to have fun. Another thing I'm finding is that with calm comes wisdom. And wisdom is not knowledge. Knowledge is like, you can be tempted to spill everything that comes out of your mouth. But wisdom is when you know when to keep your mouth shut, which is actually most of the time. Be that quiet woman. You know, that woman that doesn't need to get caught up in drama, doesn't need to gossip, doesn't need to shout, doesn't need to stir up trouble and problems so that they can feel needed and fuss around. It's like, just be that quiet woman, knowing when to speak, speaking at the right time, speaking in a calm manner, speak the truth, and you just start where you are, because every day is another opportunity to try again. I heard a really cool phrase recently from an older gentleman who said, tomorrow is a better day unless you make it a worse one. I hope this video helped. I hope you have an awesome summer, end of summer, or for my Northern Hemisphere viewers, hope you have an awesome exiting winter time. How do you know you're in Australia? Well, you'll constantly see things like this.